The pitch from Acevedo.
Swung on and line down the left field line for a base hit.
Fly ball, gap, right center field.
Double him up at second.
Luke is going back to the 1-8 track. Get out the right, run and Buster Grandma. It is grand salami time.
Polanco sends it in the right, and will send Seattle to the American League Championship Series for the first time in 24 years.
What in the absolute, complete, and utter fuck? What the fuck? Hello and welcome back to the Light the W podcast. As always, your host, Mahal Domingo Anderson. And welcome to episode 200. A celebratory episode for as many runs nearly as the Brewers scored against the Mariners tonight. As the Mariners tie history with the worst blowout, shutout loss of baseball history. Tied for the worst. Worst since 1888. What the fuck, man? There's been some bad moments in my sporting career here at almost 20 years old, right? Like my senior year golf tryout, shooting a 120 over my 18. That was pretty bad. When I was 7 years old, I was playing striker after goalie in the first half, and I caught the balls with my hands. You know, I've raged a few times at referees and gotten yellow cards. But nothing that I have done in my sporting career could compare to this. What an absolute joke. What a joke. And you know what? I came in here on Monday morning refreshed, hopeful, and excited to watch Mariners baseball this week. See, how do they build on what they did in Houston? Well, they build on losing game one in the 10th inning in completely brutal and annihilating and depressing fashion by getting literally burnt in the oven, on the stove, on the grill, whatever your cooking method is. They got burnt to a crisp, set on fire like a marshmallow when you're making a s'more. What a travesty. I mean, I don't even know if there's words to describe or talk about what this team did. Julio Rodriguez. That was a nice throw to a couple fans there in the crowd. Unfortunately, the fans only got one ball and you surrendered 2 runs on it. Unfortunate. 22-0. You got shut out and gave up 22 runs. It was a tough one tonight. I got to say, it was a tough one. I wish I could find the Dan Wilson press conference because that one deserves to be streamed to the entire world, whatever the hell he said. Because I don't really know what you say after that other than it's kind of comedic, honestly. It's kind of comedic. It's kind of hilarious at this point. We're so far into this disaster that instead of being angry, instead of being depressed or sad or frustrated or angry or any of that, I'm sitting here and I'm laughing because we lost 22-0. I'm laughing wholeheartedly. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I can't believe it happened. Bryce Miller might have to be a legit conversation that we have at some point because he has been god awful now for 7 starts. Like, I mean, not even including tonight's game, right? Like 0-6 over his last 6 games, 32 and a third innings pitched over those 6 games. He's given up 38 hits, 22 earned runs, 7 home runs with 11 walks, and just 22 strikeouts for an ERA over 6 and a FIP over 5.5. Hell yeah, Bryce. Hell yeah, Mariners. Cade Anderson, have fun in Double-A. I need to see you get below an ERA 1 on the season before we can call you up. Until then, not even in conversation. Not even a conversation because our front office is an absolute joke at this point. Our manager's an even bigger joke. And if we don't fire him, I don't know if I can sit here and do this podcast because what am I talking about this team for? The players are a joke. They're unfocused. They're trash. They're all these different things. And as I sat here on opening day, talking into this microphone, talking into that camera, into this laptop, I said, I think this team can win the World Series. What an absolute joke I am for thinking that. I wasn't the only one. Jeff Passan thought so. The entire baseball world thought so. Yet it's August 18th right now as I'm recording this, 8:45 p.m. And the Mariners just lost 22-0. 22-0. Hello and welcome to episode 200 of the show. It's going to be a fun one. It is. 5.5 minutes in, and I can't believe what's happened. I genuinely can't. At this point, like, are you best off just losing games? Like, I don't even know. Mariners are going to come to Anaheim in the middle of September. I'm going to be in Anaheim, the 5th best stadium in terms of aesthetics, according to USA Today. I won't even want to go watch this team at that beautiful stadium. Because, yes, according to USA Today, Angel Stadium, the Big A, is a beautiful stadium with great aesthetics, including the cockroaches, including the concrete, including the wall in right field so that if you're in the right field corner, you can't see center field. All of that included. Great aesthetics. T-Mobile Park is 19th. Not great aesthetics. Below average aesthetics. Why would you want to see the Seattle skyline? I don't know. I mean, maybe the aesthetics is just talking about the baseball they play, because the baseball they play is not very entertaining or aesthetic. But neither is the Angels. Maybe they play chaotic games more, but we lose 22-0. Can the Angels do that? There's levels to this shit, man. There's levels to this. There are levels. In all seriousness, though, this team is a disaster. There's no effort. There's no fight. There's no push to try and be better. I don't know. From the product on the field, it's not good enough. And, they might win these next two. And Jeff will come on here on Thursday and say, this team is back. This team is great. They just lost 22-0. I can't even think about the next 2 days. All I can think about is the fact that we just tied the Major League Baseball record for worst shutout loss of all time. It's incredible. You should fire Dan Wilson tonight for it. That's a joke. Like, I've been comedic about this. I've been joking around. I've been, laughing at it. But in all seriousness, how fucking terrible. How terrible. How does that happen? I don't care about the guys that gave up the runs. Josh Simpson, Leo Rivas. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You just got your ass handed to you. Absolutely handed to you. Impressive. Like, oh my God. I can't believe it. It's insane. It's asinine. It's if you told me this team lost 22-0 to anybody this season, I would have said, what? 22-0? And you didn't even do yourself any favors. They weren't even necessarily trying to hit home runs. You made an out. And you gave up 2 runs on it because you threw the ball into the crowd. I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it. All right. Now, during the first few innings of this game, I took down a bunch of notes. Here, I can show it to you, actually. Took down a bunch of notes on numbers that I was going to talk about for tonight's episode. Now, I'm going to get into some of those numbers. But some of those numbers are going to be a lot worse after tonight than they already were. All right. Heading into Tuesday night's ball game, let's start with doubles. 152 doubles this season. in 120, now 6 games. The Mariners in their franchise history, in terms of doubles, putting that 152 number in comparison to others, they've only had less than 200 doubles in a season as a team one time. In the sorry-ass 50 years of this franchise, you've had less than 200 doubles in a season once, outside of the COVID pandemic year. The season low for the Mariners franchise in doubles is 148 doubles in 1981. The Mariners right now are second worst all time in franchise history in single season doubles. Doubles are important if you don't know. The only seasons are the 2 seasons that are worse or that are better than the Mariners, but are currently in second place if you disregard this year for worst all time, are 1980 and 1994 with 211 doubles. Yes, the 2011 team's not on here. Yes, the 2009 team's not on here. Yes, 2013 team's not on here. Yes, none of the 77, 78, 79, 80s teams, for the most part, are on here. 1981 with 148, 1980 with 211, 1994 with 211. Mind you, 1994, if I have this right, was the strike shortened season. So for a full 162, the Mariners are on pace to be the second worst team in franchise history in hitting doubles of all time. What a way to celebrate the 50th year. They would need 60 doubles through the rest of this season to get to the 211. 60. And you have less than 40 games? You're on pace to be one of the worst offenses in franchise history. And look, this is Brandon Donovan. This is Julio Rodriguez. This is Victor Robles. This is the entire makeup of this fucking team. It's the entire makeup of what Jerry Dipoto has built. There's one guy on this team with 20 doubles or more. It's Randy Arozarena. Second place on the team is Dom Canzone with 19. Josh Naylor is third with 18. And Josh Naylor has been one of the worst slugging players on this entire team. Julio Rodriguez is also tied for third with 18. Cole Young is in fourth with 15. Brendan Donovan only has 5. Got one in the first inning, make it 6. And while he's dealt with injury, not even close to good enough. You don't hit doubles. You steal some bases. Josh Naylor has 24. Randy Arozarena has 20. However, those two guys have been thrown out 14 times on the base paths combined. 14 times. You've given away 14 outs with just those two guys. You've given away 33 outs for the entire season among the entire team. That is 10th worst in baseball. 33 outs given away. That's 4 short of last year, what they did, and 6 worse than the 2022 season when they made the postseason. So while you are terrible at hitting doubles, while your stolen base percentage is not very good, you also are 16th in home run percentage, which is exactly average. You're 23rd in defensive runs saved with -3. And heading into tonight, you're last in outs above average or range defensively with -42 outs above average. The next worst team in baseball is the no longer Oakland Athletics with -33. You are 9 outs above average worse than the second worst team in baseball. and you haven't even actually made that the biggest problem it could be, because you're 9th in strikeout percentage still and 17th in ground ball percentage. Imagine if you were 20th or worse in ground ball percentage. Imagine if you weren't top 10 in strikeout percentage. The amount of runs you would give up would be 22 per game. Your offense has 0 clutch. You're 15th in ground into double plays. You have the 5th worst percentage of productive outs. Your 2nd worst percentage in terms of runners who score after they get on base, with just 12% of your runners that get on base scoring. You have the 7th worst contact percentage in baseball. And while you're slightly above league average in pitches per plate appearances, you're still under 4 pitches per plate appearance for the entire season. The offense is terrible. This team can't play defense. This team can't hit home runs. This team can't hit doubles. This team can't hit triples. This team can't even steal bases well. So it begs the question, what do the 2026 Seattle Mariners do well? And the answer to that question is lose. They lose well. This is not a good baseball team. It's not. By every number, by every metric, it's not a good baseball team. Yet they still could play some better baseball for a month and a half and make the fucking postseason and win the division. But this team is so bad that they can't even get out of their own way. They're so bad they can't even get out of their own way. Again, they are 60 doubles away from the 2nd worst mark in franchise history. Absolutely goddamn atrocious. You're not going to hit 60 doubles the rest of the season. You're basically 50 doubles away from breaking 200. You could be the 2nd team in franchise history to have less than 200 doubles. The focus on the offseason is doubles. How can you get doubles? The ballpark isn't good for doubles, and part of that is this. But the ballpark isn't this bad for doubles. Right center, you should be able to hit doubles. You should be able to hit doubles into the right field corner, into the left field corner. If you are this bad at hitting doubles, it's no wonder that only 12% of your runners that get on base score. Because if you get on first base, what are the odds you score? Not good, unless someone pops a home run. And more often than not, these guys on first base are trying to steal second base and getting thrown out. You can't give away outs because you don't have the outs to give away. You are giving away outs on the base path. You are giving away outs in the field. And you're not getting any extra base hits. So I don't know what they expect this team to be able to do. I don't know how they expect this team to turn a corner. They're not going to. They're not going to. It's August 18th. This team is dead in the water. It's over. I don't believe in it. If they do it, blasphemy. At this point, you should be firing Dan Wilson. You should be overhauling part of this coaching staff. You should be thinking about the offseason and saying, can we get an interim manager in here to see if he has any sort of guts, anything, so that he could potentially be part of our coaching search, and start that shit right now. And if you don't, your ownership isn't serious about this, and we know the ownership isn't serious about this. Your front office isn't serious about this, and they have legit problems, and someone from the front office should probably get fired, whether it's Jerry Dipoto or Justin Hollander. My preference is probably Dipoto. But while you can develop prospects, and you can do great stuff in the farm system, and you can draft well, your major league team is fucking shit. Fucking shit. And that's what actually wins you shit. That's what actually makes you win a World Series, an AL pennant, a division, is the major league team, not the fucking Inland Empire 66ers. Not the Everett Aqua Sox, not the Tacoma Rainiers, not the Arkansas Travelers. The Seattle Mariners are what would win you a World Series, a division title, or an American League pennant. Show some passion. show you care, show you are listening, show you are understanding, show you are able to actually look at your team and understand problems. Your bullpen's not good enough. Bryce Miller hasn't been good enough lately. Other starters haven't been good enough through major parts of this season. Your deadline wasn't good enough. Your lineup isn't good enough. You've built a team that isn't good enough. And that ultimately does fall on the front office. It does fall on the ownership. You can use the injury excuse all you want. This team still should have been good enough. And that falls on the manager. That falls on the coaching staff. That falls on all the people that are related to the big league team. I'm not going to have the conversation about Jerry Dipoto at least until September. About the front office getting fired at least until September. But Dan Wilson should be gone. He should have been gone. Yesterday, he should have been gone a week ago. He should have been gone 6 months ago. But you have let it get to the point where you have lost 22-0 and you are lifeless. You are hanging on by the littlest, smallest, thinnest thread. Couple more mistakes, a couple more wrong steps, and you are at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Figure it the F out. Do better. Show that you care. Little programming update. Jeff will be with you with Cody on Friday's episode. I'm moving back into college, so I'm busy. But I'll be back with you Sunday night, Monday morning's episode to hopefully discuss some wins. Until then, enjoy Hard Knocks. It's here Tuesday night. Enjoy the Premier League starting this weekend. Again, United's winning the league. No, we're not. I recommend not watching the Seattle Sounders play soccer. Get ready for football season. That's all I got. As always, thank you guys so much for listening. Follow all the socials at Light the W Pod on everything. Till next time, I guess go Ends. Peace.